Welcome to Bizworld. I'm Nurin Razmyn. Datuk Seri Johari Abdul Ghani has called on the US government to remit to Putrajaya a part of the $2.9 billion in fines and penalties imposed on Goldman Sachs over its role in the One Malaysia Development Berhad 1MDB saga. The 1MDB Asset Recovery Task Force chairman said Malaysia was entitled to receive some compensation from the sum paid by the New York-based investment bank to the US authorities. He added that the country appreciates the US government's efforts in the recovery and repatriation of the 1MDB funds, but they are far less than the $4.5 billion that was stolen from Malaysians. Johari, who is also the Plantation and Commodities Minister, said Malaysia is at the short end of the stick compared to Goldman Sachs. He said while the bank would be able to return to doing business as usual, Malaysia would continue to be saddled with the principal and interest payments of the bonds. Higher wages are the most preferred intervention by the poor to mitigate the high cost of living, aside from enhancing cash assistance and price controls for essential goods. Economist Muhammad Abdul Khalid said even though household earnings have improved, poverty remains high at above 40% of those living in the 17 People's Housing Programme (PPR) in Kuala Lumpur.
Adakah kita mampu memberi bantuan tunai bulan-bulan kepada kanak-kanak ni, kepada anak-anak ni, kepada orang OKU, kepada orang miskin? More than affordable. We calculate is not even 1% daripada GDP. Boleh. Mana nak dapat duit ni? Kerajaan nak kurangkan subsidi. Kita kurangkan subsidi pada orang kaya ni. Sekarang ni subsidi 27 bilion. I think half goes to the rich. 12 bilion ni transfer kepada golongan yang susah. Ini lebih bermakna.
Earlier, Khalid presented a longitudinal study on the post-COVID-19 impact assessment among low-income households in KL, commissioned by the UNICEF. Other recommendations include introducing universal childcare allowance from pre-birth to 2 years to expanding social protection for children. It also includes a universal allowance for persons with disabilities and their caregivers to provide adequate income security. Meanwhile, on social protection, the study urged the government to make it mandatory for all self-employed individuals to contribute to EPF and SOCSO. The Securities Industry Dispute Resolution Centre, SIDREC, received 266 claims and inquiries last year, up 11% from 239 in the preceding year. They comprised 49 eligible disputes and 217 inquiries. It said of the 49 disputes received last year, a majority were related to unit trusts, followed by shares and warrants, structured products, bonds, and fund management service. On the nature of claims, SIDREC said 40 of the 49 eligible disputes focused on market conduct issues, 6 concerned service standards, and the remaining 3 related to practices and policies of its members. From its establishment until 2023, SIDREC received a total of 3,692 claims and inquiries, comprising 709 eligible disputes and 2,983 inquiries. MIDF Research Investment Bank sees good prospects for trading activities in Bursa, Malaysia this year from a corporate earnings and valuation point of view. The research firm also anticipates robust economic growth and higher corporate earnings. MIDF said it has seen better trading activities thus far this year on the back of the expectation of US Federal Reserve interest rate cuts. As such, Bursa Malaysia is well positioned to continue developing the marketplace and make further progress in its strategic plans. Yesterday, Malaysian stocks reached a milestone as they hit 2 trillion ringgit in market capitalization for the first time. The FBM KLCI also rallied for a 4th straight day to close above the 1,600 level for the first time in 2 years. Bursa Malaysia ended a 4-day winning streak after closing slightly lower today due to profit-taking activities. At market close, the benchmark FBM KLCI slipped 0.93 points to 1,604.75. Losers outpaced gainers with 571 against 568 counters, while 478 counters traded unchanged. According to Bank Muamalat, market sentiment remained fragile as the Fed remains vigilant on inflation, as it has taken more time to reach the 2% goal despite successive rate hikes since 2022. And that's all the time we have for Bizworld. I'm Nurin Razmyn. Keep tuning into TV3.